Hey guys, so I I committed to make a quick little review video on the Orosound Tilde Pro work headset. And for full disclosure, I didn't buy this headset. It was sent to me, and it was sent to me as a gift, actually. And I've been using it for about maybe three or 4 weeks now. So I want to share some of my first impressions with y'all. I should probably say that this is not going to be, a highly technical review. It's really going to be an opportunity for me to share some of the experiences and observations that I've made about the headset since I got it. It seems like packaging from high performance headset hardware that's manufactured for professional usage doesn't really seem to invest a lot of time, energy, or importance into packaging. And I think that that's something that I'll address pretty quickly, because I felt like the packaging was just very underwhelming. It wasn't exciting, it didn't feel, premium from a very first impression sort of experience. But it seems like that's just something kind of across the board when it comes to high-end headsets that are manufactured and kind of geared or targeting professional workspace usage. But I did find it really surprising. It does come with a case. It's a soft case. It again, nothing that's really going to protect the headset, but it's a nice little thing to throw in there. It's pretty minimal, which is totally fine, because you're not really buying anything other than the headset itself. But I will say that the USB cable inside is very nice. It feels really high quality. It feels well put together. It feels substantial, basically. The manual is pretty light, easy to understand. I think that it could do a better job of calling out the fact that there is like companion software, which I have yet to install, but companion software which, to the best of my understanding, kind of helps unlock some of the extra functionality or just like features that you can kind of leverage with this headset. I should probably clarify, in case anybody's wondering, these are not the Orosound Tilde Pros that I'm obviously talking about in the video. And I'll kind of address that a little bit later on. Aside from the really nice high quality USB cable, which I always welcome, the headset itself feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel like a tank. Obviously, it doesn't feel cheap. My understanding about the company is that it's primarily made up of engineers, so people that really kind of take an idea and figure out how to make it work, how to make it functional, how to make it a real product. And I think that really shows in the product itself. The product, in a way, is kind of minimal, and in a good way, minimal in a good way. It just feels like, again, a really well thought out product from an engineering perspective. And in terms of the features and quality of the speakers and the quality of the microphone, it feels good. It feels pretty solid. And if you are in the market, right, for a new kind of premium headset that has active noise cancellation, that will pair with your computer as well as your cell phone, that allows you to use it while it's plugged in to the computer via USB or not. If you're in the market for a wireless headset, I think that this is absolutely something that you should be considering. It's a new product here. It's a new consumer product, to the best of my understanding, here in North America. The product originates, in Europe. And, I think it has a very small following right now. I think that it only has like positive growth ahead of it, in my opinion, because again, it's not a bad product. I think that if you were to pick it up, I think that the vast majority of you would be very happy with it. Now, that being said, I obviously am not using it right now, and I can share with you that while I have several headsets available to me, ranging from gaming headsets to casual Bluetooth high-end headsets to like wired headsets like these, to obviously now, headsets that are really geared for professional usage, I don't use them that often. And it really boils down to one very specific, not complaint, but observation of mine. And it might be unique to just me. Okay, I'll say that right now. I just happen to have a very sensitive top of head, to the point where if I'm wearing a headset for an extended amount of time, and by extended I mean maybe more than 2 hours, if it's not super comfortable, I'm gonna feel it, and it's gonna become uncomfortable. It may even become slightly painful, and because of that, not all headsets work for me. Again, this probably being a pretty, I'm assuming here, unique scenario. For me, comfort is like number one. If it's not comfortable for me for an extended amount of time, it might be the best thing in the world, but it's not going to be my go-to headset. And that's the case with the Orosound Tilde Pro. Now, if you don't have, like high sensitivity issues on the top of your head, and headsets just have never really bothered you in that way, you're going to love it. Like, you're going to love it. That's my sincere opinion. I think that there's no good reason for you to not give it a try. Now, in my particular scenario, what I found myself leaning back into is two particular headsets. The first is my wired headset, which plugs right into my Rode, microphone, which I use relatively often. The other headset that I fall back onto is a gaming headset. It's called the Black Shark V2 Pro. This is a wireless headset, which again, it's probably excessive for some people, but it's just like extremely cushiony all the way around the top. So again, because of comfort, I kind of fall back to this and to that, even though they are not nearly as feature rich or as fancy, or maybe even as well built as the Orosound Tilde Pro headset. And now that I've kind of gotten that out of the way, I think that I will also share some of my favorite things about the headset. So let me go into that, because I feel like now that I've gotten, kind of the negative thing out of the way and why it's not something that I would buy again, even though I don't have a problem recommending it to other people, I can share that there's a lot of things to really like about it. I really, really enjoy kind of the energy that the headset has. They do a really nice job of obviously being very professional while keeping it as casual as possible with the kind of finish that it has on there. It's not industrial. It's I think very welcoming. It's a nice look, right? And again, the energy that it has is a nice one. The way that the cups on the headset can be changed out for smaller ones that just cover the ear, or like sit on the ear versus covering the whole ear, I think is awesome. I think that's great. I think that's a huge selling point. If you like to jump back and forth between, the style of the headset or the form factor of the headset, I think that's a killer feature by itself. I think that the ability for the headset to be able to rotate and like sit flat on your chest if you put it around your neck, or sit flat on a desk, I think that's something that I don't know where that feature started. I know that I first saw it in the gaming headset world, but I think it's a really welcome feature just kind of across the board. I think that the audio quality is totally fine, acceptable. I'm not an audiophile, right? Like I'm not a person that's going to put on 4 or 5 headsets and like immediately after wearing them be able to tell you, yeah, that one. Like that's the one that has the best, speakers on there. For me, if I can understand what's being said and I can hear the music to the point that I enjoy it, I'm happy. Yeah, they're totally functional. They're totally fine. The option to use a boom mic or not is awesome too. I really enjoy that on the right ear cup, it has the Orosound little badge on there, which you can easily remove if you know that you're going to start utilizing a boom mic. And then the boom mic just like magnetizes on and off super easily. And not just that, but rotating the boom mic, it's a little tight, but again, in a good way. It feels really substantial. I think that the noise cancellation is like very nice. I'm an individual that, generally speaking, I don't always care for noise cancellation, but I do think that Orosound does a very good job in the execution of the active noise cancellation. I also really enjoy this other feature that they have. The name of the feature escapes me because, it's kind of unique, I believe, to Orosound, but it's got a button on the left-hand side that if you click it, it's not just that you can hear what's going on around you. This one just, in my opinion, this headset does it better than any other headset that I've used. So the ability to be able to click that button on the left and immediately, very clearly be able to connect with what's going on around you and just be able to like hear everything, not just clearly, but like very well. I think they executed that probably as best as they could have. Absolutely, I think it's something worth calling out. 2 other things that I really enjoy. Number one, obviously, I really, really appreciate the fact that it's a wireless headset. So let me talk about that really quickly. Generally speaking, I'm at my desk. Sometimes, obviously, I have to be part of a meeting. And if I know that I'm not going to be actively speaking or presenting the meeting, sometimes I want to get up. Right? And I want to walk around, and a wired headset like this just doesn't allow me to do that. While a wireless headset provides me the option to be able to be present, be listening, and if I need to, be able to contribute, right? I could really quickly unmute myself, start contributing, in a meeting, even if I'm not sitting at my desk. The other, and I think equally important, the quality of the microphone. My personal experience is, if you want the absolute best quality, you should go with something like this. If you're okay being kind of anchored at your desk, having something like this that obviously I can move it, pretty easily and accommodate it where I think I need it. But this is going to provide the best audio quality if that's what you're looking for. It's just obviously not an all-in-one solution, right? Like you obviously have to invest in the microphone. I invested in the arm. It doesn't have a speaker, so I use this wired headset which plugs right into it. This is a great setup. It's just not the right setup for everybody. So if you kind of want an all-in-one solution that is going to give you solid speakers and a solid microphone, I think the Orosound boom microphone specifically is solid. It's important for me to share that the headset does have microphones built in, even if you're not utilizing a boom microphone. And the boom microphone is the one that kind of sticks out and gets closer to your face in case you're not, familiar. Those microphones they're functional. They're just never going to be as good as a boom microphone, that again extends closer to your mouth. And I think that Orosound did a really good job with the microphone quality on this headset. It does a great job of isolating my voice, even if there's ambient sound going on. And I also think that it just does a great job of, again, not just isolating it, but still allowing it to come through with some body, to allow it to come through with some personality, instead of it just kind of sounding flat. Being able to have a microphone that really picks up, again, like the body of your voice, the personality in your voice, that's something that you're not going to get on every headset. And I do think that the Orosound Tilde Pro does a really good job with the microphone. So again, I mean, going back to kind of what I originally shared, if you are interested in making, you know, a healthy investment in some audio hardware, I think it's a sound one. You know, I don't think that you will regret your purchase, as long as, again, top of head sensitivity is not an issue for you. And if you're interested in the headset, obviously I'm wearing a Headset Advisor t-shirt. I would tell you, go check out Headset Advisor. You know, it's a small company, small family-owned business. Three brothers and their father kind of running the show. I think they're based out of California. They also have a lot of personality. They're pretty young. I think you should absolutely go check them out. Thanks to Orosound for gifting me the headset. Thanks to Headset Advisor for kind of being a medium for Orosound to know me, I guess, and to send me you know, the gift. I do very much so appreciate it. And again, let me just finish by saying, I'm not saying that I don't use the headset. I absolutely do use the headset. I just use it for sprints. I use it maybe like an hour to an hour and a half at a time, and then I put it down. I use it as I need it, so under specific scenarios. But I absolutely believe that if the top of my head and its sensitivity was a non-issue, I think I'd be using it all day long. I hope that this will be of some usage to somebody. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. You know, I'll do my best to answer them. But if you're looking for someone that is around professionally to answer headset related questions, and specifically the Orosound Tile Pros, check out Headset Advisor. It's what they do all day long. All right, guys. Thanks. Take care.